The President and former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers do not agree on a recession. Roll tape.
I was talking to Larry Summers this morning, and there's nothing inevitable about a recession.
Look, I think, David, that a recession is almost inevitable. Probably a 75%, 80% chance within the next 2 years, and there's certainly a real risk that it will come sooner. But I think it's going to be very important to make sure that if we're going to go through a period of pain, we do slay the inflation dragon.
All right. Economist Stephen Moore with me this Monday morning. Stephen, who are you with on this issue?
Well, I'm with neither of them. I think I said on your show last week, I'm going to stick with this, that we are in a soft recession right now. First 6 months of the year have been negative for growth. That's kind of technically now it's not a catastrophic loss in GDP, but we're probably down 1% from where we were 6 months ago. And then when you add to that, Stuart, the fact that people's incomes in real terms are falling really fast, something like $2,000 to $3,000 a year, that's a recession. So yeah, we're in a recession. I think the only real question right now is whether we're going to keep a soft landing or whether we're going to have a crash landing. I think a lot of that depends on the policy decisions that the Fed and the Biden administration make over the course of the next 2 to 3 to 6 months. Right now, I'm not hearing much positive out of this White House in terms of how to combat a recession when they're talking about higher taxes, more price controls, more regulations, and more spending. That's going to make the problem worse.
All right, I just want to sum this up. You think we're now in a soft recession, a very mild recession, but it could get worse depending upon government policy and Fed policy in the second half of the year. That's where you're coming from?
That's a very good summary of exactly what I'm saying. I think, if you're going to have the Fed tightening, Laffer and I and Steve Forbes would rather than the Fed raising rates, Stuart, we'd like to see the Fed selling off assets in their balance sheets. The Fed doesn't set interest rates. That's one of the mythologies. The Fed is a follower of interest rates. If the Fed were to release some of what is their balance now? $8 trillion of assets they're holding. Those are mortgage-backed securities and government bonds. That would suck some of this excessive money out of the economy. Stuart, you may have seen the editorial in the Wall Street Journal today talking about the airlines and what's going on there, where they're having to give pilots as much as 50% increases in their salaries to get them to stay on the job. That's happening throughout. Now, look, I'm all for high wages for people, but now we're in the risk because of this labor shortage of a kind of wage cost push inflation that could make the situation worse in the months to come.
Got it. Hey, Stephen, thank you very much for being here. We'll see you again soon. Stephen Moore.
By the way, Stuart, I saw Paul McCartney last week in Baltimore. He was awesome, 80 years old. I can't wait to hear your news about Paul McCartney.
I'll give it later, but it's about him being 80. It's about him being 80. All right, Stephen, thank you very much, sir. See you soon.